The Infernal Tools are an interesting, confusing, yet still solid and fun set, especially whenever you consider it can give you +2 to Necro skills with only a level 5 requirement, in addition to quite a few other pretty awesome mods, in spite of a ton of them feeling kind of confused. Though on the plus side, the 2.4 changes are at least rational for the set. Starting off with the set as a whole and why this set is good, while the equally confused Cathans is, well, less good for the caster it's designed for, it's because the slots it takes. Infernal packs his tools into the helmet, belt, and one-handed weapon slot, meaning you have a lot more flexibility with what items you pair it with, and its global bonuses are definitely nothing to scoff at. With the good bonus being +1 to Necromancer skills, increased maximum mana, and cannot be frozen, though the boost to attack rating paired with chance of open wounds can help you out if you actually want to punch bosses alongside your minions or spells, though most people aren't going to do that. And you'll also never care about the poison damage or the mana leech since this wand is not a dagger. That said, on the individual parts, of which there really is not a bad one, with the belt packing okay defense and a pinch of life, then bumping up your poison resist with 2 parts of the set and getting a bit of side-eye for the half freeze duration at 3 parts, which doesn't matter anymore with the 2.4 changes, providing that cannot be frozen at, you guessed it, 3 parts, which is the full set. On the Infernal Torch wand, we get another +1 to Necro skills along with minimum damage boost that kind of forces the wand up to the 13 to 14 damage you see on screen due to how minimum damage works, and when paired with a second part of the set, it provides attack rating, which could be helpful in some circumstances, but is generally not what you're going to be using for the set in general. But level 5 for +1 to all Necro skills is still more than reason enough to use this weapon. And finally, we have the Infernal Cranium, a rather solid low-level item which naturally, with nothing else, comes not only with 10% resist all, but also 20% damage taken to mana, which, if you're getting hit regularly, will definitely keep your mana topped off. The partial set bonus will keep the cap competitive defense-wise without upgrading thanks to providing a per-level bump with 2 parts of the set equipped. While the only part of the set I'd bother upgrading would possibly be the Infernal Sign belt, at least if I plan to have the strength for a battle belt, the set as a whole can be used a lot longer than most normal sets because of the bonuses it provides, generally only being beaten out as you move on to the upgrades like the White Rune Word and lore for a helmet to start competing with the plus skills. Though honestly, it's hard to beat the look of the Infernal beanie on headgear even with some of the items having better stats. Overall, I tend to keep this full set kicking around even though I rarely have the absolute need for it. It's just nice to have when making a low-level Necromancer or making quick work for your mule Necromancers to rush to get to their imbue quest prepped for some diadems, or even preparing your way to Act 2 to nab a cube if you don't feel like transferring one in the hard way. So do you like the Rastafarian headgear along with some solid mods, or do you tend not to play too much with the Diablo fashion? Mention it down below, and a special thanks to the channel members, patrons, and yes, even those of you who use the super thanks button. You have no idea how much it helps the channel survive.